All right, there we go. Thank you everybody for joining us for the Goalgetter Phase webinar this evening. Some important links there on the first page for you, our customer care line and our customer service email, which is also on the front of your cookie book, but take note of those. So again, I'm Ashley Thoreen. I'm the Product Sales Team Leader for Girl Scouts of Western Ohio. Devin Beck is our Product Sales Manager out of our South region, and she's hanging out with us tonight. She's going to be our chat moderator, and she'll handle all of our questions in the questions log. You are muted, so if you have any questions, use your chat or questions feature to type into us. Devin's going to be working to answer your questions as we continue through the presentation or through our webinar rather, and then we do have some pauses for questions so we can make sure we answer everything that you have right at that time. So we will dive in. Here is our agenda for the evening. So we're going to touch base on the Goalgetter phase and the reward opportunities that we announced on Saturday. We'll touch on cookie delivery and how to get ready. We'll give you some booth sale basics and guidelines just as a refresher in case your troop is participating in booth sales. We'll go over Cookie Troop 100, which is the new kind of contest celebration from GSUSA for the 100th anniversary of Girl Scouts selling cookies. And then we'll kind of cover cookie cupboards and pending orders. And then we'll have a bigger question and answer time at the end of the presentation as well. So the Goalgetter phase, it is from February 4th through the 23rd. And did you know that girls can continue to take orders? They can do that with their order takers or their Goalgetter order cards, and they can continue to use digital cookie. We did send out a Facebook pin post today on our volunteer Facebook group that notified you that they have turned off the specialty cookies for availability on girl delivery and shipping in digital cookie. We've just had such an overwhelming demand. The membership nationwide is really handling the volume or handling more volume than we thought. So we have run out of s'mores and toffee through digital cookie, but that does not mean that they can't continue to use digital cookie to contact customers and offer them our 6 top classic flavors. So with that in mind, there is the Goalgetter order card. And again, this is available for download through the handouts. And if anybody is watching the recording, we do have these, we had them sent out to you through the eBuddy Cookie News. But the Goalgetter order card is it's black and white in your cookie packet, but we have a color copy here as well. But it's got some tips on the back about how she can be a goal-getter, and then it's got all the cookie varieties on the front. So please take note that if the girls are taking orders for s'mores or toffee, they're going to be limited to no availability in some of our cupboards in Western Ohio. So they just need to make sure they get their contact information for their customer in case they have to call them and say, hey, I wasn't able to get the s'mores or toffee that you needed. We did have one suggestion today that the girls can ask the customers when they say they want a toffee or s'more to say, hey, if for some reason I can't get these for you, would you be willing to donate these packages instead to Operation Cookie or my Troop Gift of Caring? So kind of get that second ask in there as well in case we can't get them for them. But by all means, if you have extra toffee or s'mores on your initial order for like booth sale cookies or to have on hand, you can fill those orders from those cookies as well. So we do have special Goalgetter rewards that go along with the Goalgetter promotion. So any girl that sells 24 packages, well, for every 24 packages she sells, she will get an entry into a drawing to be one of 25 winners to earn a 3-month subscription for either Hipsy Headband or Sock Panda. So really cool stuff. We're excited about that. And the flyer is attached in our handouts if you want to check that out, which gives you some more details as well. So again, we sent this out through our eBuddy email on February 4th. Again, it's 24 packages equal 1 entry, and that counts for anything that she does on the Goalgetter order card, as well as anything that she sends through or she sells through digital cookie. But packages must be entered by February 16th. I believe the deadline is midnight, so set a reminder. You're going to go to the girls order tab and then go to the G goal column, and that is where you'll put just the total quantity of packages that she sold. So let's say you've got one girl in your troop that did the Goalgetter incentive and she sold or she's got orders for 24 packages, but you have the inventory in your booth sale cookies to give her. That's fine. Just by putting this volume in that G goal column does not mean you're ordering those cookies or anything. This is just how we're taking that data to enter her into the drawing. And remember, it does count for digital cookie sales too. If it's a girl delivery order, the parent should double check in with you. Excuse me for just a second, I'm sorry. All right, so sorry about that. Technical difficulty on my end. I apologize. The digital cookie sale. So remember, if it is a girl delivery order, that the parent does need to check in with you to make sure that you can get those cookies. Again, you can use any others or booth sale cookies that you had from your initial order. But if they accept them, they will have to get those cookies from you, but those do count as well for the Goalgetter incentive. And troop managers will be notified via email by February 20th if you have a girl in your troop that has been selected for one of the 25 winners of the 3-month subscription. So we'll make sure that we need to get in touch with you to get the caregiver contact information for the subscription confirmations. I wanted to take a second and jump over to eBuddy to show you really quick what that column looks like. All right, so we said it's in the Girl Order tab, Girl Orders. So you'll see all of my girl here, and now there is that G goal column right there, G goal. So I would simply select on a girl, and then add a transaction, and I can put Goalgetter, and then I tab over to the G goal column. I put the quantity in, hit OK, and save. Don't forget save. Okay, and then the entry is in there for her. Return to summary view, and you can see everybody in your troop again. And then we have one girl right there for 24 packages. So even if she does not qualify for an entry with the 24 packages, go ahead and put that in eBuddy. We do like to collect that data just to see how things are going for the girls and the troops. All right, we'll pause for some questions. I don't see anything coming in yet, but we'll take just a moment. Again, I do apologize for that short break just a minute ago. All right, I'm not seeing any questions. Oh, there they are. See, I knew it would take a second. Good question. Meredith asked, how do Goalgetter cookies get added for final rewards? So that is just simply going to be an allocation. So let's say they sold, we'll put eBuddy back up here. They sold 24 packages, and I have 24 packages in my own stock as a troop to give them. So once the Goalgetter period is over, I can go ahead and switch those from 24 here to 24 cookie other if you'd like. If it's all the same variety, there's no specialty cookies, you can leave them in that GGO column. Or you can, let's say 10 were for donations, I'm going to put 10 there, and the rest of the 14 were for cookie other, and then hit OK, and then they've been allocated correctly. So it's up to you what stock of cookies you want to use. So if you don't have any booth sale cookies and you don't have enough extras, you just visit a cupboard on Friday, March 3rd to be able to get those cookies in. Yes, Kelly. So Kelly asked, so even if we are taking these cookies from our bulk, we should still enter the data into eBuddy. Yes, that GGO column is there really just to help us figure out who should be entered into to be a chance to have a chance to win that drawing, to be one of 25 winners. So that is just that clear, easy way for us to have you guys kind of submit their sales to be entered. The final day to add Goalgetter cookies is February 16th, I believe. And this information is also on the Goalgetter flyer. I just opened up the one that we have attached. So again, this went out through eBuddy on Saturday during our Goalgetter announcement. So here's the deadline. Thursday, February 16th at 11:59 p.m. So that is when we need them to have the GGO column, their total packages in that column then. Again, they have to be in that GGO column for them to count. Okay. All right, we are going to jump back to our presentation and continue on. We will stop again for questions here in a little bit. So I wanted to kind of talk about cookie delivery, talk about kind of what to expect, go over what we expect of you, and then once you get home, now what do you do? So cookie delivery, we have mega drops in all of our regions. This is just a picture example of one of the delivery lanes that we had at, I think, Cincinnati last year or the year before. So we usually do them in very large parking lots or open areas. We stack the cookies up by skid, by flavor. You come in your car and you stop at check-in. We give you your deposit tickets and your delivery ticket and any initial order rewards that you've earned, and then we shuffle you through these delivery lanes, and you'll get out and verify the order as they load your car for you. They're really nice. And then we have in our central and north areas some service unit deliveries that are specifically that they go to the service unit. A lot of it has to do with the number of troops, the number of cookies, where you're at, and how far you have to drive to get to a delivery station. A lot of our areas up north, one entire county is a service unit, and they're pretty far spread out. So for them to drive all to one central location, it's kind of tough. So we have kind of a mixed bag of tricks there when it comes to delivery for our Western Ohio. So, but all these basics do apply. So make sure you drive the right vehicle. So if you want to check in your cookie book on page 13, there is a handy dandy little chart at the bottom left that will tell you approximately how many cases you can get in a certain type of vehicle. Please note this does make sure that you include that you don't have groceries, golf clubs, other tiny humans, a car full of animals that you just picked up from the dog groomer. Whatever it is, you need to make sure your vehicle is cleaned out and ready to go. And again, you check out that chart on page 13. That'll give you a really good idea. And then make sure you're on time. So map out how long it's going to take you to get to your delivery site. A lot of the delivery times are very specific, like 2:54 p.m. to 2:07 p.m. We do that based on the number of cases that we can give out in a certain period of time. So that's how we kind of set up our delivery time slot. So very important that you arrive on time. This is probably the biggest thing to remember, and we're actually going to cover this again, but make sure you count. Be prepared for weather. You're going to have to get out of your car, you're going to have to verify every case that they put into your car, and you're going to have to count with them. So don't text, don't be eating at the same time, don't be taking a phone call. Really not the time to do it, because you are going to be responsible for whatever you count and sign for. And then we always tell people have a backup plan, just in case something happens. You never think it will, but then somebody's sick, or your kid has to go to or your child, you have to take him to the doctor, or something happens and your car won't start this morning. Just have a backup plan. Find someone else in your area to pick up your troop order just in case. So you can check in with the other leader. If you have any troop assistants, anybody trusted in the family, they can pick up for you if you need to. Now, typically, if you miss delivery site, all of your cookies go back to our warehouse agent in each region. So just have that in mind. So this is where I said we were going to cover this again. This is super, super important. So we will not fix mistakes from delivery. So you're required to count your cookies and verify before you sign your delivery ticket and leave the site. So if for any reason you feel rushed, you lose count, you're just not sure, you tell the person that's working at your delivery lane, hey, I need a second, I need to double check.
Right now.
They will take the time with you, but you do not. I feel like I've lost audio connection.
Sound right now, you're not making any noise.
There we go, audio is back up. So sorry about that. I am not sure why we're having so many technical difficulties this evening. So again, you're going to be responsible for all the cookies that you pick up and you sign for. So super important that you verify what's getting put into your car. Don't just count and walk away and assume they will put the correct amount in your car. Make sure you wait. Make sure you see everything go into your car. You're in charge when you're in those delivery lanes, so you let them know you need to slow down and need to count, but don't sign and leave until you're sure you've got everything you need. So now you went through delivery lane, you've got your car packed full of cookies, you get home, now what? So the first thing to do is take them all out of your vehicle, put them in a space, whether your garage, living room, if it's super nice out, which we hope it is, you can put them in your driveway. Verify your count again and sort by each girl. Do not let somebody come in and take their cookies until you have sorted every girl's order. Because if you get to the end and you find you don't have enough cookies, you're going to have to go through and check every order that you've already set out to make sure that where the error is. So it's a heck of a lot easier to make sure everything's right before you let anybody take out their cookies. than if you let them pick up as you go. It's just a lot easier to verify before you let anybody touch them. So go ahead and prepare your receipts. So we've talked about this on all of our webinars. Anytime money or cookies exchanges hands, there should be a receipt. Now these are for, this is like an internal. It's for you and the parents. Same thing when you go to a cookie cupboard, there's going to be a receipt. These are not to be used with the general public. They don't need a receipt, but you guys need to keep a paper trail of who picks up what. So go ahead and prepare all your receipts with the girl's name, the date, the troop number, and then you can list by total cases, total packages, whatever works for you, but have those ready. And then notify the caregivers and let them know that it's time to come and pick up the cookies. I would give them a fair warning. Don't expect to run in and run back out. Like, you have to stand here, you need to verify what I'm giving you and count and sign the receipt. Same principle that you had at your delivery site. You can't just run through the lane and not sign anything and leave. You have to verify. So you're going to take that same practice and take it home with you when you pass out your cookies to the caregivers. Okay, I'll do that one more time just because it's really important. When you get home and unload your car, verify your count again and then sort by the girl. Don't let anybody pick them up until you've got everything sorted. Go ahead and take the time to prepare your receipts now so you're ready. And then you can contact the caregivers and tell them it's time to come and pick up their cookies. Make sure that they're aware it's not a hop in and hop back out, don't leave the car running kind of thing. They need to stop, they need to count, and they need to sign. The receipt books are two-part copies. So it's a carbon copy. There's a white copy on top and then a yellow one. Make sure you fold that little flap over so you don't write through 10 of them like I always tend to do. And then I always keep, as a troop manager, I keep the white copy because it's a heck of a lot easier for me to read, and I give them the yellow copy. All right, any questions? I always take a good pause here because some people don't want to type out in the middle of a presentation, but then they start to flood in after. Oh, we had another Goalgetter question. So Sarah asked, so if they sell a specialty cookie during the Goalgetter, does it still go into the G-Goal column or does it go into the specialty column? For the sake of entering their total for the drawing, everything needs to go in the G-Goal column. Once after the 16th is ended, you can redistribute those in that line however you see fit. So let's pretend it's the 16th and it's about 10 o'clock at night. I'm going to go in. And my girl has sold 55 packages. Whoop, wrong column. Ooh, 55 packages. Okay, I'm going to put it in. I'm going to hit save. I'm ready to go. This girl, Lana, is now entered into the Goalgetter drawing to be one of 25 girls to win the subscription for 3 months. So once the 16th is over, I get up in the morning, I'm kind of moseying about, I've got my coffee. Hey, I'm going to go in and fix that now so they're allocated correctly. So all you would do is open it up and say, okay, so she really only had 50 packages that were regular, but she had 5 specialty cookies. So I'd put 5 in the specialty column and then 50 in the G-Goal. We just need that number in the G-Goal column so that when we pull data after midnight, we know how many girls are entered into the drawing and how many times. So once midnight's over, you are welcome to switch those around as you need to make sure that the calculations come out correctly. Stephanie has a very good question. She says, why is the Goalgetter incentive only for sales to the 16th when the period actually goes to the 23rd? So Stephanie, the reason we've done that in the past is just so that we have enough time to get through all the data. It actually takes quite a bit of time to kind of figure out how many girls sold 24 packages. If they sold more than 24, did they sell 48, and so forth. And we have to pull data from Digital Cookie for girl delivery order or for shipping orders and merge all of that together. So it takes a long time and we don't want to drag it out too far. But if you would like to suggest that we extend that out, we do have an end of the sale survey and we have a survey at the end of this webinar. You can let us know if that's something that you think we should do for next year. We will definitely take that into consideration. Erica said, do we have to reallocate those cookies or can we just leave them in the G-Goal column? So you can leave them in the Goalgetter column if they're the classic 6 varieties. That column is calculating at $4 a package. But if they sold toffee or s'mores, it's technically $5 a package. So you'll want to make sure that you allocate correctly to make sure that the total money due is adding up correctly if you're using eBuddy to help figure out the balance due for each parent. All right, so we will jump ahead and go ahead and get started on the next section here. Continue your questions. Devin is in our chat or in our questions log answering those for you. Okay, so our booth sale phase. We have quite a few troops in Western Ohio who are set up for booth sales this year, so we're going to kind of cover the basics, go over the guidelines, and give you some reminders of things you should not forget. So the booth sale phase starts March 3rd through March 26th. So we have council-sponsored retail or council-sponsored booth sales at large retailers like Kroger, Walmart, some Lowe's, and then we have non-council-sponsored booths, which are at smaller retailers, kind of mom and pop places. Really, it's any business you can contact that is not listed in eBuddy as a council-sponsored sale. So we have both of those types going on during the month of March. So here's your guidelines. So it's a minimum of 2 girls, a max of 4 girls, not 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 girls. So remember, there is a min and a max. We need at least 2 girls at a booth sale and a max of 4. And then for adults, they have to be registered and background checked, so they need to be registered at least as a troop assistant. For one, they are handling finances, and most importantly, they are in charge of girls. We do not let anyone take a supervisory role for Girl Scouts unless they have been background checked and they are registered. There is a minimum of 2 adults at each booth sale. So if you have a large troop and you guys are headed to 2 separate booth sale locations, you need at least 4 registered and background checked volunteers with your troop to manage those booth sales. So make sure that you pull your booth confirmation information from eBuddy. It's really easy. I will pop in and show you what one looks like. But you need to really verify the day, the time, and the address. So I know, for instance, we have some bigger cities and they have Kroger's. They have 2 Krogers on the same road. One's kind of north, one's kind of south, and we get troops all the time that go to the wrong one. So really need you to pull your booth confirmation so you know that you're at the right place at the right time and at the right day. A lot of people go to Saturday booth sales, which they're actually scheduled for Sunday. So really important that you have your paperwork with you, because if both troops show up and one person has their paperwork and one doesn't, there's no way to prove that the other troop is not supposed to be there. So really important to have that. And then remember, card table and chairs. Most of our booth sales do not supply these for you, so leave them in your vehicle. In the special or the notes section for your booth sales, it'll give you any special instructions, and it may say table and chairs provided, but otherwise assume that it is not. Make sure you carry a cash box with around $30 to $60 in change, lots of 1s, lots of 5s, couple of 10s. Luckily, we're not dealing with quarters or anything like that, so dollar bills should be just fine. And then make sure your girls are in uniform. So even if they don't have a vest or a sash fully, they need to at least have their Girl Scout pin on. I know a lot of people buy their sashes and vests a little bit bigger just so they can wear them over top of their coats if they're outside during booth sales. So make sure you review the Girl Scout law with your parents and girls to ensure that they're having the proper conduct. Stay clear of doorways and loud chanting. Please no eating, drinking, chewing gum, or smoking at booth sales. This happens a lot, and we do get complaints from the general public about it. And just as a reminder, if we receive a customer or store complaint about your troop at a specific booth sale, you could be removed from all council-sponsored booth sales for the rest of the year. Believe it or not, this does happen. We had at least 2 troops that this happened to last year. When the business calls us and says, no more, we can't allow it. We have to remove you from the booth sales. We have to remember that 2 things. One, it's a very valuable partnership that we have with these businesses, especially places like Kroger and Walmart that have large amounts of traffic coming through and make amazing booth sales for you and your girls. But one troop, one person can ruin it for the entire council. So we take these things very seriously. So please remember to go over the guidelines with your girls and parents. Always revert it back to the Girl Scout law if you need to. Make sure that you're reading your special instructions in your booth confirmation to make sure that you're set. And don't forget, you cannot attend a booth sale. You need to release it in eBuddy. So when you select a booth sale for your troop, one of 2 things happens. 1, you know where you're going and when. 2 is that that automatically links to the cookie locator. So people can go to a Google search and ask to find cookies. During booth sale time, it will give them the cookie locator. There is also an app that you can download on Android and iPhone for Android and iPhone users. And you can put in your zip code, and it will pop up and tell you every single booth sale within so many miles. tells you what time they're there, when it's open, what store it's at. People use that all over the country. We have thousands upon thousands of people that use that to find cookies. So when you have a booth sale that's scheduled in eBuddy, it automatically links to the cookie locator. So if you can't attend a booth sale, let's say you wake up Saturday morning, something happened and everybody's sick in the troop, we understand, things happen, go ahead and release that booth sale in eBuddy, one, so somebody else can pick it up, and two, so the general public isn't driving to your booth sale and nobody is there. So to release a booth sale, super easy. When you open up the location with the date and time, you'll have your troop number listed. All you have to do is click it again and it will remove your troop number, and then you hit the green submit button and it'll say success. You have no times reserved for this sign-up sheet. So releasing a booth sale is just as easy as putting your booth in, or putting your troop in there for that booth. So we do ask that if you cannot attend your booth sales, please release them. Okay, questions about our booth sale phase. Ooh, lots of them. This is great. Someone asked, well, mall booth sales, do we take tables as well? So we will make sure that you all get the special instructions for the booth sales. They differ up and down 75 about which mall you're at. I know Miami Valley Center Mall provides a table and chairs. Some of the other malls, we actually rent a kiosk in the mall, and then you can't bring in your own table and chairs. You have to stay at the cart. There's no chairs. So we'll make sure the special details are in the booth sale confirmation for you. Let's see, another question. If girls are at a booth sale and one goes home sick or only one girl shows up, is she supposed to pack up and leave, or can she stay? So that's the tricky one. So if you guys are set for a 2-hour time slot, by the time you realize that someone isn't coming, your booth sale time slot's almost over. I wouldn't say that you need to pack up and leave, but maybe give your cookie coordinator a call or phone a fellow troop and say, hey, I've only got one girl in my booth. Do you want to come over? We'll split the sales. Whatever you need to do to make it work is fine. Sarah, you had a specific question about a Walmart. Let us know more details about which Walmart location that is and we can get you the details for you. Another great question is, can booths only be released the day of booth sales? So if you went ahead and signed up for 10 or 15 booth sales, and now that you've had your girls sign up, you realize you don't have enough girls or volunteers to man 2 or 3 of them, go ahead and release them now. That way another troop can sign up. Oh, that's a really good question. So if I have a larger troop, can I have 2 shifts during that 2-hour period? Absolutely. If you want to bring 4 girls in for the first hour, they leave, and you bring 4 other girls in for the second hour, that's fine. That's totally up to you as a troop manager, so just as long as you don't have 8 girls standing around your booth sale. The all-important question. How do I know how many cookies to get for booth sales? So I will tell you, first and foremost, I have never had a troop that has done a booth sale, so I do not know specifically what you would sell. A lot of it depends on where you're at, what location. A lot of it depends on the weather. Some people think the day before a snowstorm is the worst day to be out and about. I'm telling you, everybody's running to the grocery to buy milk, eggs, and bread. So if there's a big snowstorm coming on Saturday, Friday night booth sales are killer. So it really just depends. But if you look at the second to last page in your cookie book under the FAQs, the first one there is a general suggestion of what you can take for a booth sale, but I would suggest that you contact your cookie coordinator, who probably should have some previous knowledge about some booth sales in the area. If not, they will know exactly who to tell you to go to that would have done a booth sale like that last year. Someone asked, what happens if a co-leader is running late for a booth sale? So let's say you're there, you're set up, you brought 2 of the girls, you're waiting on the other adult. Give her a reasonable amount of time. If she's not there yet, keep going. You know, we do have these guidelines for a reason so that the girls are safety, but if she's running 5 or 10 minutes behind, wait the 5 or 10 minutes. Oh, another good question. What are the best-selling cookies at booth sales? So during our direct sale phase, our council, the best seller is always Thin Mints. And then typically Samoas, and then Tagalongs, which are our second and third cookie. I think 4th place is Do-Si-Do, 5th place is Trefoil, 6th place is the Savannah Smiles. All right, again, lots of great questions, guys. Okay. So Cookie Troop 100, we've talked about this before on our other webinars, but it's really exciting, so I wanted to kind of recover that again. So we're going to kind of go over the guidelines, talk about the Bling Your Booth portion, and tell you how it works. So Cookie Troop 100 is the celebration for the 100th year of Girl Scouts selling cookies. There is a flyer. It is available at our website. You can check it out. There's 4 steps, to kind of unlocking the Cookie Troop 100 patch. So the first thing is that your troop needs to set a cookie goal. That's the first thing you guys should have done when you had your cookie meeting and you kind of informed the parents about the cookie program. If somehow you missed that step, don't worry, it's not too late. Next time you have a troop meeting, sit down the girls and say, let's make a goal. What are we going to do with our cookie money? What do we want to do? Do we want to have enough money to buy uniforms for next year? Do we want to have enough money to early bird register and pay for everybody's registration? Or do we just want to have enough money in the bank so that we can plan a bigger trip for next year? Whatever it is, go ahead and set your troop goal. And then next is earning a cookie business badge. These are a lot easier than you may think. So in your volunteer toolkit, if you're the leader also, you have access to this. Looks like my audio was lost again.
Ashley, I don't think we've got your sound again.
There we go. Audio's back. Guys, I'm so sorry for the technical difficulties this evening. So earning a cookie business badge, these are really easy to earn, and chances are if you guys are setting goals and doing some other things with your girls, you've already halfway earned this patch. So if you are the leader, you also have access to your volunteer toolkit. The outline for all of these patches is in your volunteer toolkit. If you go under each of your grade level, I think it's Daisy Brownie Jr. is available, and you can look and add these into your meeting plans. Let's see, the next step is asking 100 new customers to buy cookies. So really we want your troop to make a plan. What are you going to do to ask 100 new customers to buy cookies? If you have 10 girls, break it out and say everybody needs to talk to 10 new people. Then we'll hit our 100. Or is it we want to have 2 or 3 booth sales so we can make sure we hit 100 new customers? Whatever it is, you just need to make a plan. And then the last step, which is always my favorite, is bling your booth. So one troop from our council from Western Ohio is going to earn $100 to fuel their next service project, and one troop nationally will win $3,000. So again, the flyer can be found at gswo.org/cookie resources. If you scroll all the way to the bottom, there is a bunch of PDFs that you can download, including a copy of the cookie book, some of our delivery schedules, the Operation Cookie Box Wrap, including the Bling Your Booth and the Cookie Troop 100 flyer. So again, bling your booth, maybe create a theme. Is it around the 100th anniversary? Maybe you want to go crazy and have a safari theme. Why not? Whatever works for your troop, make sure you let the girls take the lead and make sure to take pictures, because that is the last part of entering in to win Cookie Troop 100, is that you have to submit your bling your booth picture. So the troop leader or troop cookie manager fills out the entry form online. It can be found at girlscouts.org/cookie troop 100. I've actually looked at this form. It's really easy. It says, did you set a troop goal? What was it? Did you earn a cookie business badge? No, we're still working on it. Or yes, this is the one we've earned. And then it'll ask you, did you guys make a plan and reach 100 new customers? Yes or no? And the last one is to submit your Bling Your Booth submission with a photo, and that will unlock the patch so that you can purchase it. So the patches are $1. Excuse me, it's not in each shop. These are from GSUSA, so it'll unlock it so you can purchase them for $1 a piece online. And the really cool thing is GSUSA has waived the shipping fee. So at the end of the sale, if you've completed this and made your submission, you can unlock that patch for purchase. Any questions on the Cookie Troop 100? Again, there's always a little bit of a delay. Everybody's like, oh, I'm thinking, and then they start typing. Oh, I love this one. Sarah says, my husband wants to build us a cookie booth. Is that allowed, or should we use a table and chairs? So that really depends how elaborate and how large it is, because some of our booth sales have limited space. So some of them are very close on the corner. There's not a lot of space, so I would suggest maybe kind of scoping out your booth sale location ahead of time and note if it would fit. but we don't see any problem in that. One of my favorite stories is we had a troop full of very talented singers, and they took like a huge fridge box and they cut a hole in it and made it look like a jukebox. And then anytime somebody bought a box of cookies, they got to, I'm doing air quotes, they got to push a button to pick one of the songs. So the girls kind of made like 3 or 4 little buttonholes, and the customer would kind of just touch which one they want, and then the girls would sing like 1 or 4 songs for them. It was really cool. We had great feedback on it, so something to take along if you'd like some fun ideas. Okay. All right, we'll go ahead and continue. I'll let Devin handle the rest of the chat questions there. So cookie cupboards and placing your pending order. So we will dive into this, and we'll kind of check in eBuddy again so we can show you how to do this. So cookie cupboard locations are in your cookie book on page 18 and 19. If you open that up, it is a big old chart of all of our cookie cupboards. Some of them say to be determined, and we've had some changes. We will be sending out, again, we send cookie news every Monday through eBuddy. So if you're getting those emails, if you don't have time to read them, write them, at least save them, because they are jam-packed full of updates, important reminders, and new things. So this coming Monday, we will include all of the updates, edits, and great news that you need to know about cookie cupboards. So a lot of the places have to be determined, which meant we just didn't have all those details nailed down before we had to print the cookie book in October. So make sure you stay tuned for your eBuddy cookie news on Monday, and reference your cookie book on page 18 and 19. Can't stress this enough. We need you to place your pending order by noon on Tuesday each week. This allows me enough time to make sure that all the cupboards have enough cookies for you guys, and then if they don't, it gives me enough time to make sure I get them from the warehouse to the cupboard. And if for some reason we don't have enough in the warehouse, it gives me enough time to get them in from the baker to the warehouse, then out to the cupboard. So it is quite a big undertaking to manage all, I think we have 38 cupboards this year, to make sure that we have the inventory. So I really need you guys to set some timers. Maybe, you know, if you're me, if it doesn't, my phone doesn't tell me to do it, it doesn't happen. So I set reminders in my phone for everything. But make sure you know that if you have a booth sale coming up and you know you're going to need cookies for that weekend, get your pending order in by Tuesday at noon. Now, obviously, maybe you thought you had enough booth cookies for the weekend, you go to your Friday booth and it was awesome and you completely sold out of cookies, or oh no, you're out of Thin Mints. Well, if the cupboards are open on Saturday, by all means, put your order in, call them, see if they have the availability for you. We do stock the cupboards with a little bit of wiggle room there. Kind of we go off of past year's history as well as what pending orders are in. So chances are they're not going to be out of cookies, especially those first 2 weeks. So if you run out on the weekend, contact your closest cupboard manager. If they have cookies, they will certainly give them to you. And this is really important. No card, no cookies. So this fun little yellow piece of paper, which for those of you who have looked at this picture does not do that card justice. That is the brightest yellow piece of cardstock I've ever seen. So we made it nice and bright for you. So if you put those in your purse, you're going to easily be able to see them. But there's 3 cards on this sheet. You need to cut them out. I suggest putting one in your purse, one in your glove box, and one in the other card. That way you've always got it with you. But no card, no cookies. We do that rule because this keeps Joe Schmo from coming off the street. He could be driving down the street every week and see people going into a place and leaving with a large amount of cookies. So he may think, I can go in there and get some cookies and sell those for myself, which has happened before. This is why we have this guideline. No card, no cookies. It's not very often that we bend on this. So please make sure you have your card with you. And sometimes we will double check and make sure that your photo ID matches. Oh, good question. Will they accept a photo of the card on your phone? That is a very good idea. So if you're doing that and you have a hard copy and it matches your photo ID, like your driver's license or military ID, by all means, that should not be a problem. Really good question. For the yellow card, does the cookie manager need one too? Yes, you guys are the only ones that should be picking up cookies. You don't hand these cards out to the parents. When you take cookies from the cupboard, those are going into eBuddy as troop cookies until you allocate them out. So you, as the troop cookie manager who signed the troop manager agreement form, are financially responsible for those cookies. So you don't give those out to parents. That is just for you to use to get cookies from the cupboard for your troop. A good question. So if placing an order on Tuesday for pickup the next day on Wednesday, is that enough time or does it have to be in the week before? So we'd really like you to plan as much ahead as you can. The first 2 weeks of booth sales, we try to stock the cupboards with well enough to handle pending orders as well as some extra. So chances are they will have it for you to pick up on Wednesday. But man, I lost audio.
You're back.
And audio connection restored. The question was, can I put my pending in order in on Tuesday at noon or before noon, but pick up on Wednesday? So chances are we will have the stock in there because most of our inventory leaves on Thursdays and Fridays. Oh, I love this question. So instead of wearing a vest or a sash at a booth sale, can we wear t-shirts that we've made with our troop number on it? Absolutely. We really just need something to identify you as a Girl Scout to the general public. Okay, so pending orders. I want to kind of jump over to eBuddy to show you what this looks like. Bear with me if I did not time out yet.
You're gone again, Ashley.
Yeah, I'm going to abandon my edits. That'll be all right. And I'm wondering if we have any booth sales available right now because I think they're all shut off. Nope, we still got a couple of them hanging out. So you're going to go to the Transactions tab and you'll click Add a Transaction. You will pick your cupboard. So I'm going to say I'm going to go to the Dayton Regional Girl Scout Center. The hours of operation are 3 to 6, Monday, Thursday, Friday, starting on the 3rd and ending on the 24th. So I know my pickup date has to be in that window. So I'm going to go ahead and put in cookies to pick up on the first day, which is Friday the 3rd. And they're only open 3 to 6, so I'm probably going to get there right before they close, so we'll just put 6 p.m., sorry, not a.m. Okay, and then I've calculated everything, and I want some cookies for my booth sale, so I'm going to do 1 case here, 1 case there, 2 there, 2 there, 3 there, and if they have s'mores, I definitely want 1 s'more. And then you hit OK. And it's saved. So you can see that eBuddy auto-generates a receipt number for you. And anytime you click on this line, it will open that back up. So it's got the date that you put the order in, the cupboard number, and then the pickup date, which is the 3rd. It's got your total varieties here by package, so you know that you're going to pick up 144 packages total, and it is listed as pending. So make sure you hit save, because if your computer times out, must be within the hours of operation for the cupboard. I must have not put it in right. Let's look again. 3, let's do 5 p.m., 3 p.m. See if that works. There we go. So this pending will stay here until you have picked up your cookies and we have processed your receipt on our end. So it does not happen instantly. So let's say you pick up your cookies, you walk to your car and you look in eBuddy, it still shows as pending. It takes a person on the other end of the cupboard to unpend that order. So be patient. It takes maybe a day or 2 to get through all of the receipts, especially at some of our high volume cupboards, but it'll be marked as pending until then. So let's say I put my order in on Sunday night because I'm ahead of the game, woohoo, and then come Tuesday morning, I'm like, oh gosh, we just picked up another booth sale. It is not going to be enough. All you have to do is go in here and then you just update your totals and hit OK and save again. So you can make changes while it's still pending. Now let's say I put that order in on Tuesday, and then by the time I get there Friday, somehow another troop ordered too much and I took some from them. I don't need that many cookies. No problem. When you arrive to the cupboard, you are not tied to this number. You can take out whatever it is that you need. So don't be afraid that if you put in, you need 18 cases and you get there and you really only need 16, you are not tied to take those 18 cases. Again, this save button is your best friend, because if you put your order in, you think you've got it in and you walk away, or let's say you cruise over to another screen and you want to check something out, you get sucked into Facebook and then you close your computer, it has not saved. Your pending order is not in there. So you need to make sure that you hit that save button. Okay. All right, I did that pretty quick. I'm going to give you guys a chance to ask questions while I'm in eBuddy here. Not seeing anything come up, but we can jump back to it if we need to. Okay. So we have hit the end of our webinar. I cannot thank you guys enough for hanging out with us this evening and handling our technical issues on our end. Before you run away, we do have something fun to do. I have a poll that I want to try. It's fun. It's a little way for me to interact with you guys. So let's see how this works. So I am launching the poll. Let's be enabled. All right, hopefully you guys can see that poll. I want to know how you're going to communicate the Goalgetter phase with your troop. So we'll take a couple of minutes and let you guys vote. Go ahead and continue your questions in the question log for Devin. We still have about 15 minutes this evening, and I am going to go ahead. Let's see, once our poll is done, so if you guys have a second, go ahead and vote for me. I'd love to have your reaction to this. I had the poll up and it disappeared. Well, bear with me. Okay. Hopefully the poll results are there. Let me close this other screen so I can see. So we had a couple people vote. If what I can see is correct on my end, we have people excited and they said they've already started to email to my parents. Awesome. Okay. We will work more with that poll function for our next webinar. Speaking of our next webinar and surveys, I do have a survey here that would really appreciate you guys to take. This is to give us some feedback on the webinar that we did this evening. Again, I do apologize for any technical difficulties that we had, but this really helps us to make sure that these webinars we're here for you guys. We want to make sure that you're getting everything out of them that you need. So far, we've had amazing feedback. People really like that interaction and chance to ask questions. A lot of people say, I took training, I've read my cookie book twice, but it's just not clicking yet, and they found these webinars very, very helpful. So regardless of whether you found it super helpful, not so helpful, or you're not going to come back, we still want you to fill out that survey for us. We do look at those results. We go through everything, and we really do pay attention to those to make sure that you guys are getting what you need out of these webinars. So I just put that survey link in the chat feature, so you can click there to check that out. I'm also going to copy and paste these other important links here. So the first one is the website to Girl Scouts for our cookie resources. So it's www.gswo.org/cookie resources. And then the next one is a direct link to register for our March 14th direct sale phase webinar, where we're going to cover how to finish out the sale for your troop, how to handle all of your finances, and make sure your final rewards are in. And then again, I've listed the customer care email for you guys. If you cannot get a hold of your cookie coordinator and you can't find the answer in the book, that is your go-to place, is customer care. So we've worked with them and trained them to answer probably about 98 to 99% of all the questions that you guys have. They're pretty darn fast about answering questions. We've had there was a nice shout out on Facebook last week to the customer care team for answering everything that somebody needed right away. So we're very proud of them and thank them a lot for helping out. So again, if you haven't had a chance to fill out that survey, please do that for us. It's the SurveyMonkey link, and I'm going to paste it again. Again, it maybe takes 5 minutes. So if you guys don't mind and you have a minute, fill that out for us. Okay. Are we have any other questions, Devin? I'm kind of scrolling through to make sure we didn't catch anything. As a reminder, guys, we did record the webinar, and it will be posted to our website in about 72 hours, and you'll get a thanks for joining us email in the next day or so, and it will have a link to it as well. So I'll go ahead and end our recording here, but I'm going to hang out for a couple more minutes just to make sure you guys don't have any other questions.